So if you were asked me about my thoughts on the recent dip in the precious metals, and I thought I would tell about a dream that I had two times already, and when I ran astrology, it kind of confirmed it anyway. So lately, I've been buying silver more than anything else. I often have dreams that later come true. Let me start with that first. So the first time I noticed this, I was 9 years old. I had wet the bed one night, and the reason I wet the bed was that I had a dream that my family and I were on the road, and we were going to go into this Kmart because all of us needed to go to the bathroom really badly. And we get to the Kmart, and none of us could hold it anymore. We ran into the bathroom, and we all went. And after I dreamt that we went to the bathroom, I woke up and realized I had wet the bed. And I didn't think very much of it, right? I probably had dreams like that before as well, leading to me wetting the bed. Well, later that week, my family and I, at the time my brother wasn't born yet, it was three of us, had just gone out to eat on a Saturday. And we all needed to go to the bathroom. My mom was like, gee, where can we go to the bathroom? And I looked and I said, oh, there's that Kmart over there. And as soon as I said it, I realized I had just dreamed about it. I was 9 years old at the time, and I just assumed dreams were meant to predict the future. I didn't know any better at the time. And I actually thought, when I was a kid, I used to think if I dreamt about somebody, they would dream of the same thing. And I think I even asked my mom and dad, oh yeah, didn't we do this in the dream earlier this week? And my dad was like, that was your dream. I didn't dream that. And I was like, wow, I dreamed about this. And my parents didn't believe me at the time. I had a few other minor things like that as I was growing up. I used to love to search rolls of $50 for silver coins. And I would often dream about finding silver just before I would find silver. My mom was very upset that I was searching coins. You gotta understand, I had a good upbringing, and my mom was very upset that I would waste my human capital just digging through old coins. I think that's what she said. Those were the rough words that she used. We raised you to be a computer scientist or whatever, and you're gonna use your hands to search dirty coins, really? That's what my mom would said. One day I had gone to the bank, and I brought home a $1,000 box of $50 to search, and that's what she told me. She was very upset. Then I would brag about finding silver, and she would be even more upset when I bragged about finding silver because she thought that I was wasting my life away. 3 years ago, 2019, I dreamt that I had gone to a conference, a computer science conference, and my ex-girlfriend was there. My ex-girlfriend studied computer science, and her husband, well, she's actually not married in real life, but in my dream she was married. Her husband was there, and we were approaching the elevator of the hotel that we were staying in, and I hold the door for the two of them, and my girlfriend looks to her husband and says, don't get into the elevator with this guy, he has a disease. I woke up shaking, and I assumed, at the time I had a binge eating problem, I assumed that subconsciously I realized I needed to do something about my binge eating. And so in 2020, shortly after the dream, I made a resolution to normalize my relationship with food. That dream was a big wake-up call to me. Well, a few months after I made the resolution, we really did have a problem where people were trying to avoid getting into elevators with strangers over a disease, right? And then, when was the last time I had a dream that later came true? Oh! So during the 2020 elections, there was a lot of mess, and I didn't like either of the candidates, to be honest. And I dreamed that one day I was watching some kind of sporting event. It wasn't any kind of sport you would recognize. It was weird. I was watching a sporting event, and all of a sudden all of us, the whole crowd, came to the realization we could just write in one of the athletes in the event as president, right? We didn't have to vote for either Trump or Biden. And I woke up, I thought that was strange. I ended up voting Libertarian, by the way. Well, a year into the term, I'm watching a NASCAR race. Well, I didn't see it live at the time, but there was a NASCAR race, and all of a sudden, one of the racers became very famous for something relating to the president, right? So I often have dreams that later come true. And the latest dream I had, which I had twice actually, I dreamt that there was a lot of turbulence, right? You couldn't get gasoline. A lot of people were being laid off from work. I had just gotten laid off from work. And then the war in Ukraine resolved, and Ukraine became a mecca for all sorts of sexual minorities. If you were solosexual, they accepted you for who you are. If you were LGBTQ, they accepted you for who you are. And silver had hit $60,000 an ounce, and gold was still only $8,000 or $9,000 an ounce. And I was going to move to Ukraine and live like a king and be accepted for who I am. I had the dream twice. I don't know why. In the dream, there's a lot of turbulence to begin with. I couldn't put gasoline in my car. I got laid off from my job. And all of a sudden, I'm watching. I love Peter Schiff, by the way. I was watching him, and he's showing how silver hit $60,000 an ounce and how Ukraine has become a mecca for all sorts of sexual minorities. And I'm on the next flight over there, and things are good again. Anyways, I often have dreams that later come to pass. I don't know why. I had a dream one time that I had time traveled past the COVID-19 pandemic, right? I fast-forwarded through time travel, and I learned that 20 million people had died altogether. And right now, unfortunately, we really are approaching that, right? Alright, thought I would share what I've been dreaming of recently.